To start, before we start lashing, you have to set up your tile in a way that'll make it easy for you to grab your fans and lash. So I'm going to take a clean white tile and I'm just going to put a couple of links on there. These are going to be 0.03 diameter and these are 10, 11, and 12 millimeter. When you are setting up your tile, you do want to make sure that you're spacing them quite a bit away. That makes it easy for you to slide your tweezers in between. So you don't want your lash strips to be so close that you can't get in between. The lashes that I'm using are the Light Heart lashes. These are the 0.03 everything lashes. This is what they look like. And when you are first practicing on how to do any type of fanning technique, using longer lengths will always be easier, so I'm going to show you guys how to do this before we get into using shorter lengths. This is about how you would set up your tile when you are lashing. This gives enough room in between each row. This allows you to have room in between each row for when you are grabbing your lashes and getting ready to fan them out. Okay, so I put you guys a little bit lower so you guys can kind of see what I'm going to do next. You're going to take your spoolie, doesn't matter which one, and this is a trick that you're going to do, and this is going to help you fan so much quicker and so much easier. You're going to take that brush and you're going to kind of be rough. You're going to rough up these lashes a little bit because the rougher they are that you brush it, the more it'll break up that base and they will start to fan out. So, and I just go through and I do this every time I'm lashing one of my clients, and I will go through and you want to shimmy the bases. Like, it's not going to ruin the lashes if you do this. This is really good, what's going to help you when you're lashing. So now you can tell that they are a little bit fluffier. So now as you can tell, these are a little bit fluffier, a little bit more messy, but it'll all work out when you are going to fan them out. This will help you when you're grabbing your lashes, when you're picking them up off the strip. They're a little bit looser now and they're not going to be so stuck together. So when you are trying to fan them, they're not going to stick together where you have to keep breaking the base. This is what's going to give you the room to freely lash, and this is going to help you lash way faster because everything is already loose and already to go. This is what it should look like by the time you're done fluffing it out. Before you get ready to lash, you need to choose your tweezer of choice. These are two different tweezers that you can use. This one is an M curl tweezer. It has like a hook, it's slightly curved. And then there's also a 90-degree tweezers where it's super thin on the base, straight, and honestly I love that this one is mine of choice just because of how tiny it is. It makes it really easy to pick up the lashes, whether you are pinching or doing the easy fan method. This one's really easy. This one does take a little bit of learning to adjust to, but it also is doable. It is super tiny and super thin at the tip, and it does fit into the curvature of the hand just a little bit more than this one does. So you just have to figure out which tweezer that you are most comfortable with and which one you prefer more to lash. I would suggest trying both of them to kind of figure out which one you like. Like, don't toss one to the side and not use the other. Try and play around with it to see which one works best for you. So this one is the lash tile. You're also going to need one of these. This one is for when you are doing the easy fan method. You are going to use these little stars, and that's where your glue is going to go. These ones are super great because this one has the little points in the star that help you swipe your fan and helps close it and gives you the tiniest base. This usually does sit at just the top of your tile. Other alternatives, which I'm still going to show you guys today, is the glue rings. There are two types of glue rings. This one is just your standard glue ring. These ones are super deep and there's no cutout or grooves in the sides, but I'm going to show you guys how to use the corners to make your fans as well. And then this one, also a glue ring. You will use these ones in the center to put your adhesive, and then these ones have the cutout. So these ones are super easy to use because when you dip in the glue, you can kind of swipe your fans in these divots, and that will close your fan as well. You're also going to need an adhesive of your choice. This is the one that I use. And when you're starting out with fan making, you probably want to use an adhesive that is going to be a slower drying adhesive, just because you're going to need the time to create the fan, dip, and also attach the lash as well. So using an adhesive that goes along with your speed is going to be very important. This one I believe is a 0.5 to 1 second dry time. This is the Light Heart Lash everywhere adhesive. So this one does dry very quickly. It is doable, but I would say as you get comfortable with making your fans and doing proper attachment, then you can go to an adhesive that is going to dry a little bit quicker. But don't rush yourself, pace yourself. You will need a slower drying adhesive before you move on to one like this. But if you feel comfortable, go ahead and do it. So getting real close, I'm going to show you guys how to even pick up with the tweezer. So when you are coming in to pick up a fan, you're going to come in at the side of it. So, and I like to come in just about the middle of the lash. Let me brush these out a little bit more. So when you come in too low to the base, I feel like it doesn't give you much room to pick up and also dip in the adhesive. So when you are too close, because you're not going to move too far away from this spot that you start, I like to pick up more towards the middle, just because if I pick up down too low and touching the tile, when I go to dip in the adhesive is going to get onto my tweezer. And when that happens, your pickup is going to be messed up, and you're also going to have trouble lashing your client, just because if the glue is on the lashes plus the tweezer, now the lash is going to stick to this tweezer. And if there is glue on your tweezers, like on the inside, see how this one's all clean? If there's glue on the inside of that tweezer, your fans are not going to open up properly. They're going to stick to the lash, or stick to the tweezer, and they're also not going to stick to your client's lashes because, again, it's stuck to the tweezer. So I like to stick more towards like the middle. Also, you don't want to pick it up too far at the top, because you see how it's already breaking up? Like, you don't want that. You want to get a good chunk. So you can still rush your tweezer on the tile. So when I grab my lashes, you want to grab them and pull them towards you. This is a clean pickup. So the base at the bottom is very loose, and so is the top of the lashes. This is a good pickup, and that's why brushing them out as I did when I started, right after I placed the lashes, is so important, because now everything is loose. This is going to make for a beautiful fan. The tips are already fanning out by themselves, and all I have to do is secure that base down here. So I'm going to show you guys one more time, and this is with the 13 millimeter and the M tweezer. So again, you want to grab a good chunk of lashes, and you can kind of shimmy them if they get stuck together, or if you're like, oh, that's too much, you can go in and out and grab more, grab less. It's all up to you and what kind of fans you're doing. Aim for the middle. If you have to drop that back boot, you can, and pull it towards you. So this one is still closed, which is completely fine. You will be able to open it, especially when you go to pinch it, or even doing the flower bouquet. But again, that base is super loose, and so are the tips. So this is going to be an easy fan now that everything is loose, but you're also going to keep a good grip on the lashes. If you open your grip too quick, or before you're ready, or before you dip in the glue, everything is going to just fall apart. So you do want to keep a good grip on the lashes. See, if I loosen my grip, they're gonna spread out. So make sure you're keeping a good grip the whole time that they're in your hand. Okay, next I'm gonna show you guys how to use the boot tweezer, the 90-degree tweezer, sorry. This is my favorite tweezer. Like I said, I love this tweezer. So I'm gonna show you guys how to do this one as well. This is pretty similar. Now with this tweezer in particular, the sweet spot is pretty much all around. And I'm sorry, I think I didn't show you guys the sweet spot. For the M tweezer, I feel like my sweet spot is usually in the front of the tweezer. With the 90-degree tweezer, it closes all around. So from back to front, the whole thing is completely closed. Now with the M tweezer, you see how there's that gap in the back? So where you can see the white through it, all of that pressure is in the front of the tweezer and not in the back. So I prefer obviously the 90-degree just because it does close all the way around, whereas The M tweezer does not. So that sweet spot is going to be right here in the front where they close all the way. Whereas this one you can pretty much grab everywhere. To pick up with the 90-degree tweezer, it's similar as well. I like to come in, again, middle. Let's take this one out. The middle of the lashes. And again, you can grab this one anywhere. This one I don't necessarily have to put down just because the grip is so good. And again, pulling it towards you. The hairs are still loose and you still have control of the whole tweezer. So with a tweezer like this, you can pull a little bit more hairs than the M tweezer in my opinion, just because it's set all around a sweet spot. It closes and secures the lashes all in one. So showing you guys again, and also depending on how you like to hold your tweezer, you're going to slide in, take your chunk, middle of the tweezers, right, and pull towards you. Again, it is loose at the base and it is also loose at the top. So when you are going to either do the easy fan or if you're pinching, it's all going to fan so pretty. Just in the pickup, this is why the pickup is so important. If this part is easy and going smoothly, like how these fans are coming out, you are going to lash so much faster and so much quicker, just because everything is already ready for you. These babies are ready for glue. So all you have to do is dip in and attach your fans.